Hi.
I'm Adam White. How are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
So last night we were recording a podcast for punknews.org, which is a punk music website that I work for. And the whole time while we were doing it, we were picking out things that were funny or were insulting to Green Day, and we were taking those things and we were posting that out on Twitter as we were doing it. And the whole time that we were doing the show, we kept putting stuff online about that. Now, earlier in the evening, my wife and my new daughter and I, we went to a dinner at my financial advisor's for Christmas. And we didn't put anything online about that. And the distinction between those two things is going to play exactly into what I'm going to show you guys here. So what I really want to talk about here is not so much what social media tools are out there, because you guys are younger than me and you know more about this than I do at this point, which is really scary because I'm used to talking to old people. But what I want to do is I want to talk to you about why people are using this social stuff, because that matters a lot more than the tools, because the tools change. So what are people actually doing when we're using these online tools? When you're going and you're sharing pictures on Instagram, you're doing location sharing with Foursquare, you're creating your pin boards full of stuff on Pinterest, posting videos to YouTube, short microblogging on Twitter, sharing links on things like Reddit, or, I don't know, is Dig even still around? Posting things on Facebook that are pictures from your family, of your friends, of what's going on. What are you actually doing when you're participating in these? That's going to play into how you use these things as a business. What you're actually doing is you're telling a story. You're narrating. You're taking what's going on in your life and you're creating an ongoing narrative. You're editing and documenting your experiences. And don't let anyone tell you that you're not editing at this point. Everyone thinks you're all oversharing, but that's not really the case. You are selectively picking out the things that you want to share. You've just never had the tools to do this before, and that's what scares people. You know, Jeffrey Miller, in a book called Spent, called to compete with in other walks of media. You could never outcompete Coke for billboards or for television advertisements. But you could run a far better Facebook page than them, and that's really interesting. And also what we like to see here is passion over perfection. We don't like looking at someone's Twitter account, especially if it's a company, and seeing the whole thing as being incredibly studied, every tweet being thought over by 6 departments and posted. We don't want to see perfection when it comes to social. We want to see that you look like people and that you really care about what you're doing. Passion shows through on this stuff. So this is why I think reputation is pretty punk rock. And this also plays into something that we like to call sweat equity. Sweat equity is really what matters here online. There is no shortcut to any of this stuff. People keep trying to build shortcuts to it, and all the shortcuts are horrible. The automated tweet things, the automated Facebook things, the stuff that's automatically going to follow someone when they follow you and send them a crappy direct message. None of that stuff's any good. None of it's engaging because everyone sees through it. Everyone looks at it and goes, this is robotic and I don't want to interact with this. So the person that's actually going to go home and spend 2 hours at night interacting with people on behalf of their company or their brand, that's going to go out and, in the virtual sense, shake hands and kiss babies and talk to people and network and do all that stuff, the person that does that more than another person, they have a really good chance of getting further ahead with social than other people do. So this is really cool. You can't buy your way into this. You can still work really hard and work really smart on social media and get ahead of your competition. This is why this is so neat. This is why I think it's punk rock. That's the Ramones, by the way. They were in a decade called the 70s when your grandparents were around, I guess.
Your ability to engage other people. If you are not taking a course in leadership and human relations in high school, find your principal and shave his or her head. Try to get your money back from Laurier and Waterloo when they didn't teach you how to actually lead a group of people. Good luck with that. It's not going to happen. We're teaching it now. Right, Jim? That's right. Niagara College. Teaching kids actually how to present themselves. You walk into a room, you don't know anybody. The person you're with knows everybody. They disappear. What do? These guys aren't old enough to go to the bar, are they? Right? What do?
You tell them what you bring to the game.
What do you bring to the game?
To the game, I bring a creative outlook on life and positivity.
The length of this room. The length of this room is 3 feet high. It's a brass triangular nameplate. It has your name on it. On top of that brass nameplate, that's how high?
3 feet.
Is a beautiful white brick house. It's leaning on the brass nameplate. And you notice on the front of the house is this huge glass window. Gorgeous. Inside the window is a man and a woman. 2 daughters. A yellow lab and a chocolate lab puppy. And you notice on the top of the house, pulled over the chimney, is this leather work glove, and it's pointing up. And it's pointing up to a 747 jet flying over the house at 500 feet. And you notice on the back of the plane, this cargo bay opens up. And all these books and tablets and laptops and soccer balls and knitting needles come out of the back of the plane. You notice on the front of the plane is a welded goalpost. Everybody, what was the very first item? I want to hear from everybody. The very first item I gave you was?
Brass nameplate.
How high was it?
3 feet.
What was on it? You don't know. What was the next item on the brass nameplate was?
White House.
What kind of a White House?
A brick.
Yeah, what was on the front of the house?
A window.
Yes, what was in the window?
Man, a woman, 2 girls, a yellow lab and a chocolate lab puppy.
I necked with that chocolate lab more than my wife. Don't tell her I told you that. Next item on the house was?
A work glove.
What kind of a glove? Leather work glove. Next item was?
7.
How high was it?
500 feet.
What did it sound like? What did it sound like? Come on, you guys are the best of the best. What did it sound like? Let's hear it. What does it sound like? At 500 feet. Come on, everybody. Out of the back of the plane, what was going on?
Cargo.
Yes, what was coming out?
Stuff. Tablets, books, laptops.
On the front of the plane was what? Good, you meet somebody new. What's the very first thing you do? The very first item was what?
Your name.
What does that represent? You meet somebody new.
Introduction.
What is your name? Hi. Never do this. Right? I get the wet fish going. No, don't be a wet fish. When you introduce yourself, do punch, pause, punch. My name is Neil Thornton. Punch, pause, punch. The next item on the stack was what? What was that? The white
brick house.
What does that represent? Where do you live? Anybody from Fast, Ridgeway in the room?
Yay!
I gotta work on Ridgeway. Okay. Where do you live? The next item on the house was behind the glass plane.
Family.
What does that represent?
Your family.
Your family. Guys, be careful with this. Are you married? Be careful with that one. I told her to give pets. Anybody have dogs? Anybody tired of the cat people on Facebook?
Yeah.
Next item on the house was what?
Work
Kind
glove.
of a glove.
Work
What does
glove.
that represent?
Career.
There's a reason that's later in the stack. Guys, this one's for you. When you meet somebody, don't do this. So where do you work? What do you do? I don't know why we do that. Ladies, you never do that. Ladies are like, I love your purse. Like, sorry guys, but women are better in business than we are. It's like a, who has the tallest tower in Niagara Falls kind of thing going on. Nobody cares about size. Ladies are better at this, right? The work is later in the stack for a reason. I hate when someone comes to an event and says, what do you do? I don't know, I'm a gardener. What do you grow? People. Next item on the stack was?
The airplane.
The plane. What does that represent?
Travel.
Build to travel. Next item on the plane was? Cargo. What does that represent? That's my favorite
Your
part.
stuff and your
Anybody
interests.
love to golf? Anybody horrible at it? Oh, yeah. All right. And the next item on the plane is the welded.
All
What does that
closed.
represent?
Your goals.
What kind of goals do you have? So I just gave you a conversation stack that's been in existence for about 80 years. Your ability to have conversation with somebody, but as Adam said, your ability to have lasting conversation. Your ability to remember. People will never remember what you say. People will always remember how you made them feel. With your partner, please take 5 minutes and walk through the conversation stack with them. Get to know something about them. Please begin. Sorry, Diane from the Chimps' lap. Don't tell Diane. She'll kill you. Right? What did you guys find out about each other?
He has an older sister who's a year above mine in the Brock Goodman School of Business.
Oh, good stuff, eh? What else? What'd you find out?
We both hate Kevin.
Okay, I heard there's beer drinking going on. What did you find out?
He has a pet dog and we don't like awkward introductions.
Yeah, dog. Showing my lab around. Girls love it, man. My wife's like, don't take the lab, don't take the lab. All right, please find your seats.
Oh, nice. I'm still in my seat. It was nice meeting you too. That was fun.
You guys want to have a business conversation, not a school conversation. Sorry, teachers. My whole family's full of teachers. I want teachers to be paid on commission. Yeah, it's a very interesting Thanksgiving table at my house. Teachers should be paid on performance. You see, when you start off a business, there are going to be two people around you. People who are going to tell you why you can do it, and there's going to be people who tell you why you can't do it. And the people who are going to tell you why you can't do it are the people who live in stability land. I want a paycheck. There's no stability anymore. Right, Jim? I was at John Deere the day 850 guys were let go. Do you know 3/4 of them are still looking for work? They never thought they'd be looking. They thought their whole life would be stable. No stability anymore. You're never going to get wealthy working for somebody else. You know that. So if you really want to be a business person, get ready to know how to deal with the critics and the cynics and the stands who will do everything in their power to tell you why you can't succeed. Because they want to pee on your parade because they don't have one of their own. My father-in-law. Principal at Burgard. Does anybody know where Burgard is? You should. Inner city Buffalo. 2 white kids. All the girls wear pagers and they're not going home to see their mom at lunch. It's a rough school. He tells me why I won't succeed. I tell him thanks. Because you're the one that's given me the impetus to succeed in business. To give up a $100,000 a year job to start my own company that was 15 years ago. I put this on my computer, it's still there today. Do just once what others say you cannot do, and you will never listen to their limitations again. Great spirits have always found violent opposition from mediocre minds. Isn't that true? Listen to what Diane said. Listen to what Adam and Mike said. How many of you are really listening? Most of you are listening from what you want to hear, not what you really hear. What lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. So you have 2 kinds of friends. Friends that lift you up, friends that pull you down. You hang around with losers, you become a
Loser.
I grew up in Hamilton, also known as the Hammer. Hamilton's fun. You grow up drinking old Vienna beer. Yeah, like Hamilton water. It's awesome. I remember, you guys all know your buddies that drop out early in high school, go get a factory job, make $45,000 a year, buy a brand new truck. Life is good. After 20 years, you can't even talk to them. They're mindless. Never stop learning, you guys. The greatest danger is not that our hopes are set too high and we fail to achieve them. It's that they're set too low and we do. This is Niagara. Don't ever settle for mediocrity. Learn to be a freak. I run a recruiting firm. I hire freaks. I don't hire 4.0s. I hired 3.5s who had to bust their ass to get 3.5. Ever notice this? The A's are hired by the B's. The B's work for the C's. And the D's get the buildings named after them. So my 2 daughters go to Lakeshore. Do you think I care what their grades are like? No. I care that they're recognized as the most powerful leaders that have ever walked into that building. Marks will always follow if you're a leader. Don't worry about your marks. Marks are just a judgment. Worry about your influence. How to win friends and influence people. I will not even interview you for a job unless you've read that book. It's the most downloaded book on the internet. Isn't that powerful? We are what we think. All that we are lies with our thoughts, and with our thoughts we make the world. Buddha's pretty cool, dude. I've been working on my Buddha look. Right? Having a dream you don't pursue is like buying ice cream and watching it melt all over your hands. Right, Mike? Where'd he go? Where's our Niagara Falls? Where is it? Hey, Brad's here. Everybody say hi to Brad.
Hi, Brad.
All right. The biggest thing limiting you is you. When are you going to learn to get yourself out of the way? I love coaching people. I love it. Oh, everybody, Scott Vaughn from Birdie Printers just walked in the room. Just recognized as the Young Entrepreneur of the Year. Give him a hand, raise your hand. Scott. Everybody is a genius. You got to know that. Forget about grades. Everybody's a genius. Problem is, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's an idiot. Right? Don't worry about being the freaks. Don't worry about coloring outside the lines. That's what 4.0s do. They color within the lines. Guys, I'm an academia dude. I'm a university guy. I teach at the college. It's all about grades. It's all about how good you are on your feet. You want to know the secret of success? You want to know the secret of success? I'm working on it with you. I've been watching you. First 5 seconds you walk through that door will tell me who you are. I can't read your mind, but I can read your language. I can read your body language. And yes, I studied Chinese face reading. I know everything about you in about 15 seconds of dialogue by the words that you choose. So have someone around you challenging your words. Yeah, I threw this one up. It's fun, eh? Anything I've ever done in my business that was ever of any value to me, right, Scott? Originally scared the out of me. That's the definition of being an entrepreneur. You guys should be scared. There's only 2 of you put your hands up when I asked you how many of you wanted to get into sales. Do you know how many people I coach every single week who are really smart? Look at the personality of this clicker. Get personality coaching, top 8. Leaders or readers? Start reading. Read audio. Read anything. Go to Automotive University. You're driving a half-hour a day, start listening to books. You listen to Stern, I can tell in about 10 minutes when you listen to Stern. You listen to garbage in, garbage out. Be a good reader. Get books. This is the big one. Adam is absolutely right. Now your college class, all I want is laptops at 45 degrees. I don't want a laptop in front of you because it tells me you don't give a crap. You're probably surfing porn. Right? Or Facebook, and they're both exactly the same thing. Laptop, 45 degrees, so I at least see your body. That's important. Niagara College, we tweet live in the class. Why not? We're telling the whole world. You know where I learned social media from? That dude over there. I thought he was young till today. I was in Berlin 3 weeks before the wall came down. I played in the snow in the blizzard of '77. I walked onto the roof of my house. I'm old. Adam taught me everything I know about social media. So now, when I post on social media, I reach 500,000 people. That's the new speed of business. You don't like social media, get out of business as fast as you can. How many of you have one of these? Awesome. This is your new future. When I pull a resume, I go in this order. I want your LinkedIn profile, I want your video resume, and then I want your paper resume. Your paper resume is usually a bunch of crap that your mom wrote anyways. Right? Your video resume is you on screen. And a lot of people go, I'm uncomfortable with that. If you don't like change, you'll like irrelevancy even less. That was the high school. This is awesome. These kids are like, I'm all about change. I don't know rules. There's rules when you're in the class. See, my high school locker had a bottle of Jack Daniels and a case of beer in it. You can't do that anymore. I probably won't get invited back. You did in Hamilton. You know what's nice about being an entrepreneur? I get to go shoot pool today. I was Ontario 9-ball champ, 1990. When I shoot pool, it's serious. The nice part about being an entrepreneur is you can do that. Now, of course, my wife's at home going, did you do your invoices today? Everybody has a boss, right? Well, you guys aren't married yet, so that's good. How many of you are going to take Adam White for lunch? Don't eat lunch alone. Get rid of that McDonald's crap, by the way. That's the shit that killed Elvis. Never eat lunch alone. Eat lunch with a leader. Eat lunch with a teacher. Everybody is a teacher to you. That is a paradigm lesson. Everyone you meet is a teacher to you. Everybody is a teacher. You go to the bank, they're a teacher. The bum on the street is a teacher for you. Learn to recognize that. Let's get rid of the world of judgment. Well, this is going all after totally, eh? Like, this is deep stuff. Remember, ego and awareness cannot coexist. Have lunch with a leader. Don't eat alone. You guys don't have any experience yet, but when I read your resume and I see that you volunteered for the soup kitchen, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Habitat for Humanity, United Way, you've taken time out of your day, you get a photo looking like that with a shirt and a tie, and you're professional, it tells me you mean a lot. You sit in a meeting like this, it tells me you don't care, or you're lazy, right? You two dudes talking while these two guys were speaking, I was ready to take you outside. One of us is coming back. Learn to show respect, right? That's what you should be learning right now, is respect. You don't have respect for people? Holy moly. Volunteer, guys. Step up and volunteer. Go see these people. Sorry, I took your bag. Go see these people. Penn Financial. Go see Meridian Credit. Go see Royal Bank. I don't care. Go see a financial institution right now. Start putting $20 away. A week. You start putting $20 a week now, you won't need summer company. It'd be a good start, right? You start putting $20 a week now, you'll be independently wealthy by the time you're 55. I wish I did. When I was your age, I was too busy thinking about what kind of beer I drank. Yeah. And learn how to budget. Have excellence in human relations. Please, I beg of you, know how to deal with people. And finally, learn how to be a leader. Leadership skills should be your #1 focus in your class today. Your #1. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.